I'm so sorry, guys. Okay.
It's
Okay.
okay. No
Okay.
one was gonna.
Okay. We're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay, from the
Audio
top,
copy.
everyone, like we rehearsed.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Was it? Do you know what happened? Like, was it a simple fix,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
are you?
I think it was. I
Okay.
think it was just like something dumb on my end. But anyway, welcome everyone for the second time to the first anniversary episode of In the YGO. I had no idea that it was the first anniversary until JC mentioned it maybe like 15, 20, 35 minutes ago. But anyway, it is me, Jello the Casual Card Gamer, and with me as always is GoldenNovaYugioh and JC Theater YGO. It's been a month since the last one. A lot of things happened in all of our lives for the last 28 days. But how are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling being back in this this little show that we have together?
I'm pretty good. Being locked away in the hyperbolic time chamber has really done wonders for my skin. I feel pumped. I spent the entire time eating from that cool fridge though, so my power level has been stagnant.
All right. And what about you, JC? How have you been?
I'm trying to find a hyperbolic chamber to slumber in, but for now I'm just living my quaint little life here in good old Florida during a resurgence of a pandemic. So it's as chaotic and beautiful as you can imagine. How have you been, Jello?
I've been good. I recently started training consistently for kickboxing again, so that's taking up a lot of my time. I did get the second shot of my vaccine, and thankfully was feeling well enough the next day to go and get kicked in a kickboxing class. But anyway, that's everything. Like I said, today is a wonderful day. It has been 65 days since the airing of our first episode. Back when JC and I were super green to this entire live streaming setup that we got going on here. But
Little babies.
I know.
Wonderful little babies. Oh, look at them.
But yeah, we're here now, a year later, still going strong, and we have Nova with us as part of our permanent casting. We need to have another special celebration episode when October comes around, because I know I can't remember the exact day, but I know that it was in October because we made the spooky orange and black thumbnail for that episode. But anyway, welcome to the chat, Carolyn Bossum and Terry Frost. Let's see. Out of curiosity, do you think Heraldic Beasts heraldry could see rogue/competitive play nowadays?
The interesting thing about heraldry beasts is that they do have the same kind of like ability to spit out rank 4 material like no one would believe. The issue is that none of the heraldry beasts like do anything. Like the materials, like you guys have like Onomots, and they're all like, okay, cool. Well, this thing just summons other stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. That's just my like first impression. I haven't looked too much into them.
Yeah, because I don't think any of us off the top of our heads have the encyclopedic knowledge to like theory craft live anyway. Maybe in the background later on,
Yeah.
but competitive, I strongly would think no, but rogue wise, just like Nova said about them being able to, they have like a rank 4 engine. If you put enough money into the deck, then you know it could be like kind of one of the criticisms of modern Yu-Gi-Oh, where every archetype's just a shell for like powerhouse cards to live in, you know. So at the end of the day, I think you can make a lot of things rogue as long as they have some kind of field swarming capability with like either the same level or same attribute or something for either Link or Xyz plays. So, you know, low rogue, I would say, but competitive. Not to sugarcoat it. I genuinely can't see how they could be competitive. I want to be proven wrong, of course. I think the deck is really cool. I have a core laying around just in case, but I don't think so. Jello, now tell us all your thoughts about this.
So, as everyone knows, I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh again last year. So, I'm not too familiar with the heraldic beasts, but I do understand that there is a way to play them with other archetypes that do have a bit of a better time running around nowadays. So, I think that it is possible to maybe see some, you know, some rogue play. But I don't wanna say anything without having the background knowledge for it first, because of course I don't play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't have the brain cells for it. It is in my name, so I only have like casually. But yeah, I mean, you know, if it's a deck that you like, then by all means go ahead and play it. Like, let's see. Yeah, heraldry is very good against Xyz. Terrio Frost said, I've been trying to use Crystons a lot with these. The effect to synchro summon on an opponent's turn can be really nice. Yeah, and then seriously check out Heraldic King Heritage. That's the first time I've heard of that card, but that sounds nice. Anyway,
You know,
oh yeah, go ahead.
it's just like, hey, do you have an Xyz monster? Cool. I am now that monster, and you suck. You are a 0 attack, no effect. I have stolen your identity. The FBI is after me now. That's what Genome Heritage does, but only for Xyz monsters. If they've got a link, no, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Sounds like sounds like sounds like Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon.
That is fair. If you hit Prime Photon Dragon with that, there will be some pain. Lots of pain.
Anyway, there are quite a few things that we have to go over today. So, the first thing that I wanted to start on a bit of a low tone, is my regretful, my regretting. I don't have the words in my brain right now, but I will be sadly ending out of the box. I have gone over it with Zane and JC in private. It has been something that's kind of been lingering around since the end of probably Arc 2 and leading up to Arc 3. It's just the level of, not the level of, but the amount of editing and time that went into making the series just didn't. It's not that it didn't feel worth doing, because of course I always have a fun time making anything with these two or doing anything with these two guys. It's just it just felt like there was a lot of steps that I had to go through, and I had lost a lot of the original assets that I did have for it. So from the intro of the series to the forming of the overlays for the series, I would have had to do it all over again, and it just felt like too big of a time commitment for me, and there are other things that I want to do, and I have sort of been feeling a little burnt out in terms of content creation ever since the end of Overdressed to Impress. I kind of wanted to take a break for a little bit, but you know what happens unless you're JC and you just keep racking up these subscribers because he has really good rewatchable videos. You do just tend to, you know, fall off if you take a break. But yeah, I am still going to be making smaller videos and stuff like that, and still streaming and things, but probably not to the extent of having to go through hours and hours and hours and hours of footage. But yeah, that's just what the situation is right now. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing Out of the Box. It was probably the most enjoyable format I've ever played. And of course, the people that I was playing it with made it a lot more enjoyable than it probably would have been with other people. So that's that's the end of Out of the Box. I'll probably still put up the opening episode and the deck profiles just so that everyone sees what we pulled and how dumb I am with deck building. But yeah, I think it'll be a good time to lay it to rest, and yeah, we'll be moving on to other projects. Probably nothing gigantic for the next while, but yeah, you guys will still be seeing Nova and JC on this channel, on the podcast, of course. We can't end this podcast. This is probably the most fun that I have when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, besides watching these the videos that these two put up.
Stop it.
But yeah, that is it. I hope that everybody who watched Out of the Box enjoyed it while it lasted. I was hoping that it would go maybe 5 arcs before the year ended, but though I just didn't foresee the amount of work and hours of sleep that I'd be losing per episode when it started, because I normally sleep relatively late to begin with, so I didn't think it was going to be that much of a problem. But then when we finished Arc 2 and I was editing, I'd be staying up until maybe 3:30 in the evening, just 3:30 in the morning, just trying to finish the episodes. And because we like to take our time when we play the games, so there are like, it's just in between every play, like maybe a second or a half second and a second, I have to quick cut all of that, and it was just a lot. And then when I saw our first game of Arc 3 take an hour, and then the second game of Arc 3 where I told Zane that he had to Vanamanami take an hour and 45 minutes, I just didn't. I was just really overwhelmed just thinking about it. And but yeah, that's sort of the straw that broke the camel's back for me, or broke Jello's back. But yeah, I still love Yu-Gi-Oh. I have been doing a lot of Vanguard content lately, but I still do love the game. If not playing it, then just knowing what's coming out and talking about the lore and things like that. So yeah, I started the channel with Yu-Gi-Oh, and I plan to at least have Yu-Gi-Oh related content consistently on the channel, even if I do move on to other games. So that's it. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But do either of you have any last words for Out of the Box before we set it on a funeral pyre and shoot an arrow into it?
Put it back in the box and send it on its way.
Oh no. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Oof. Casey, too soon.
I guess because my parting words are just the slot that Out of the Box took on the channel once Legendary Duelist Season 3 comes out will be taken over by Zero to Hero, so no one worry about that. But in all seriousness, it was super fun, and I completely understand, because like for the audience, Jello kind of like basically said it already through his explanation, but Zane and I just showed up. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to disparage, but like at the end of the day, we just played Yu-Gi-Oh for however long it took, right? Jello paid real human money for these cards to begin with, opened them, and then had to do all the editing. So he had a lot on his shoulders. Which, granted, I do like that it was at least on his channel, so like he at least got the recognition. But I want it to be very much known that I in no part helped at all, other than like showing up, so, and of course like talking about it when Jello was saying the entire idea, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good, I would watch that, I would be a part of it, but other than moral support and showing up, I did nothing. So everything that went into it was purely Jello, and that's why people hire editors. So make sure to sponsor the podcast and then extend that to sponsor the channel. Subscribe so that way Jello can get monetized, and then we might see a resurgence one day of other series, if not that, once we get our editing team figured out. But that's all I have to say.
Zane, do you have anything you'd like to share?
It was really fun to, because here's the thing, when I do my work on my channel, I am doing that not 24/7 because I still have a day job right now. But like that's the thing I do on my off hours.
Yeah.
So being able to like every couple of weeks be all like, I get to play just Yu-Gi-Oh, not as like I'm on stream and I have to actively like perform for people. I'm here playing with my friends, playing a really interesting format with a lot of interesting building restrictions. And it was very fun, and I treasure every second, every draw, every card that I stole, every joke I'm going to keep repeating till the end of time. Every single one of those I'm going to hold close to my heart. But yeah, I wouldn't say that this is a I mean, this is the end of Out of the Box. That's clearly that. But I wouldn't say it's like an end of an era. I don't want to make it feel like this is like the end of anything. We're still just three buddies hanging out, playing card games, making bad jokes, and I could not be more blessed to have these two decide that I was a cool enough person to come in and join their team on this.
Of course, I honestly would not have chosen anyone else besides you guys, because we already had that connection before, so I knew what we'd be getting into together. So and I guess, since it has been a year, we get to look back, and before we get into, the nitty gritty of modern times, because, like, modern news is always just really sad, almost always sad, especially, these past couple of years. But favorite moments. What was your favorite moment of Out of the Box before we go into favorite moment on the podcast?
Out of the JC, do you want to tell everyone what my favorite moment was?
I think I genuinely think that my favorite moment and Nova's favorite moment are one turn apart. I'm just gonna obviously say it, but I feel like anyone could really understand this. Playing a Blue Eyes deck without super powerful draw engines of any means, like I didn't have any trade-ins, right? Like I was playing a pure Blue Eyes deck out of this set with 2 Blue Eyes, and I managed to make Twin Burst Dragon, is it? Yeah. On my first turn. I'm pretty sure, no one fact check this just in case I'm wrong, but I think it was more epic because that was my first turn period of that arc of Out of the Box. That was the first thing I did with this deck. I didn't play test. I did some, hands, like play test hands, but I didn't play against anyone until that moment. First turn, I was greedy, and then things turned south. But that was my favorite. That, and also finding out that Drytron was the best choice, despite despite me not wanting it. But those are the two for sure.
My second favorite running joke on the channel.
Do not give JC any of the extraterrestrial decks, because he will win with it somehow.
What's that meme of Peter Griffin running away from the biplane? Quick, never let JC pick last. Worst decision of my life.
Oh man. And Nova, for formality's sake, you got to tell him what your favorite one was.
Okay, so I hadn't tested the deck or anything. I was hoping that the three, what were the things? It was this actor, Blackwing,
Galaxy
something
Eyes.
else.
Galaxy Eyes
thank
was your main one, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I was
That's the
mad
one he
because,
doesn't
like,
remember.
took Blue Eyes from me after I picked Galaxy Eyes. Anyway, all right. But no, so I had those three, and I played. I was like, I hope this works as good in my head as it does. And then it didn't have to work well because when you're a deck that steals other people's cards, you don't have to have a good deck. So when JC extended into Twin Burst Dragon, I was like, oh man. I am about to lose every friendship point I have ever obtained with these people, but I gotta use Theater Kid energy, so I don't need Despians. Abyss Actors already exist. They're that evil.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a fun moment. I don't think it was my favorite moment though. I think my favorite moment was the game that Jello and I had beforehand, where I was proven right about how devastating Harpy's Featherwind was. Even though, like, I was on the receiving end, I lost that game so hard, I couldn't play a single card the entire game. I was sitting there going, I had to rewatch that earlier. We'll check something, and yeah, I was so cool watching that combo go. I was like, yep, I am the heel, and I've been laying low by the protagonist. That was great. I liked it.
And Jello, before you say your favorite moments, Not a Pancake said that your volume was a little low. So once we adjust that.
Yeah, I think it is. It was a combination of my mic not being able to pick things up very well, and me being far away from the mic. I am maxed, and my computer's telling me that I'm actually clipping. So hopefully that doesn't do anything. But I'll just speak closely to the microphone. Okay. But thank you, Not a Pancake. I saw that a little while ago, so I tried to fix that up. But my favorite moment probably has to be it has to be what do you call it? The end of Arc 1, when we were just going over all of our thoughts, and Nova and I were just going, we shouldn't have given him Drytron. we shouldn't. Even the beginning of that arc where JC said, Drytrons, yeah, I don't want them.
Oh, they're not good.
Yeah.
Would play a ritual deck. Those aren't good. Anyway, proceeds to 4-0 the entire event.
Oh man.
I like how I was so certain that Bottomless Trap Hole was going to be the MVP of that format. I was going to decide games all by itself. Didn't come up.
Not one.
On activation. 4 games. All of us maxed it out, right?
Yeah, we both.
I think it was unanimous. We were like, "This is the power card of the set." Like,
I had I was even running World Lances just to make sure, and that didn't even come up. I'm like, okay. But yeah, that's I think that's that was probably my favorite moment of the series. But speaking of moments, we have to. This isn't out of the box podcast. This is in the YugiKnow. So in the last 364 to 365 days, guys, out of these 23 episodes that we've had, what has been your favorite moment? I'll start. I think mine has to be the Christmas episode that we had Artist with a Fro on, and we played that one game, and I just ended up finishing something. I don't remember what it was, but I feel like I drank the most of the 4 of us. But what about you guys?
You took mine because I was about to say the Christmas podcast where I was so afraid about getting drunk on stream that I got the most watered down eggnog I possibly could. And subsequently got completely owned by Artist with the Fro every time he walked in with his thing. I'm like, come on. So good, but come on.
Well, you can keep it.
If you have not seen Artist with the Fro, that guy's the smartest guy in the world when it comes to deck building stuff. The connections he made were transcendent.
So I hope everyone who watched the podcast got their pin the bullseyes from then before they got I don't know if they increased in price from Bee Troopers, but that's been in talks because it's a free special summon in an insect deck. So that one was stand out for me. And honestly, just to give you time to think, Nova, I just want to say that I also was going to say the Christmas episode more.
This is why I went first.
Specifically,
we peaked.
Not specifically. Is I love whenever we do games. I think it's so cool. So I guess to do something different other than the Christmas episode, it has to be when I showed off Springen's Pedor.
I was just my second one, just now to remember it.
Oh man.
So basically, whenever I show
that was my favorite moment, though.
That was so
we can
good.
both have that. That's fine. But there's photographic evidence that that's my favorite moment.
Yeah. That was when we knew we peaked. We were never going to hit that level ever again.
Oh, we did it, folks. We got Lightning Overdrive, and here we go.
Zane, is there any other moment you can think of?
Now all I can think of is the Supreme, the follow-up to JC was the Supreme Serpent. Okay, so if none of you have seen the tier list episodes that we do to After Things, it looks like it, all the generic tier list ones that we do right now.
Yeah.
But all the images are really small. So I don't see any of the jokes until JC pulls it up and expands it, and then I see the drip serpent of Golgonda. And I'm howling. Oh god.
Oh man.
Oh yes, I can't pick a different one. It was when JC selected Springan's beater. And it was the Family Guy face. And I died.
Oh man.
Oh.
Well.
Okay, so it's been a fun year. We've had a fun year.
It has been. And unlike other episodes, unlike other series on the channel, this is all live, so I don't have to do any editing afterwards.
Yeah.
This will be around forever until one of these guys, is too busy. But yeah, here's to another year of fun podcast times, and when Christmas comes around, we'll be doing the exact same thing. Hashtag Team Hydrated. Don't have water with me, but
same here. I'm empty. Ow.
All right, so that's it. That's the special anniversary portion of the episode.
Actually, I think we have one more we have to do about the anniversary thing.
Okay, what is it?
I talk about the parts that we least liked about this podcast. None of it. It's great. Okay, anyway,
we're all
being fair and biased here.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's been a crazy year. What started out as JC and I timidly asking people if they wanted to be on the podcast, Nova included, to this Three Musketeer. This Three Musketeer.
So it makes both
podcast.
of you braver people than I am, the thought of reaching out to collab with someone is like, oh god, they already hate me. I haven't even talked to them; they already hate me. Oh my god.
You can't say that. You had the hero omnibus special. That was insane.
I had people come to me, so that bypassed all of my anxiety.
Okay.
They didn't
That's how you
they
do
didn't have
it.
to shine up. Here we go.
Okay.
But the conversations in the background when it was just Jello and I'd be like, Jello, I know you're so personable. If you don't mind, reach out to. So oh boy, those were the days.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh man. But oh yeah, and of course we can't forget probably the craziest special guest that we had on, Alec from Team APS, getting to talk to him.
Get to be here.
Sadly, one of our best and worst episodes. Best because it was so cool to like make a pseudo celebrity in our space like a human being. It was so cool to just talk to him normal. But also it was the saddest and worst because that was I think one episode that Nova, since he became like actually part of the trio, wasn't able to make it. Sadly, we even moved it because it was supposed to be on Easter Sunday. We didn't realize, and then so holidays always mess things up a little bit. But hopefully going forward, we got to get. Of course, we can discuss this privately. But we got to get more guests on because that was fun. But I know with just like scheduling and time and life and stuff, we haven't been prioritizing that too much. But those are always highlights for sure. Get the rest of Team APS on, but keep Nova this time, so that way we can get the full house.
Yeah, we need to do that. But yeah, I think that's it for the anniversary. For the anniversary stuff, of course, to all of our other guests that we've had on. Off the top of my head, we had Zara Khan, 5th grade duelist. She was amazing, and she was also our first guest. And then Nova, I believe, was the next one. Yeah, and then we had Artist with a Fro on, and then we had him on again for Christmas, and then we had Have a Card Man on also. Yeah. So, yeah, we can definitely manage 4 people's energies in one show. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for the next one. Maybe we'll have a guest scheduled on. I'll start putting on my thick-faced mask again and DMing people. But yeah, there have been a couple of people that have shown interest on being in the show. So I'll be probably reaching out to them sometime in the next 2 weeks. But anyway, let's get into the news. We have
Which news would that be?
This is the one part of the show that that could have been like really timely, like on the original schedule. But we did get news of all of the online simulator platforms for Yu-Gi-Oh. We got Cross Duel. I believe there's a Rush Duel thing coming out now too. Master Duel.
Yeah, Switch game.
Yes, Master Duel, and Duel Links. I guess that's yeah.
Tribe. Pendulum Duel Links.
Oh, yeah.
I've never downloaded the game, and I know that's a big deal. It's crazy.
All right. So, where to begin? Where to begin, guys?
I think just Konami did it for us. We should just go in order of the video. I will say, piggybacking off of you saying that it could have been timely if we had the podcast on schedule. Yeah. But Nova did create a little bulleted list so that way we'd actually remember, and I was able to scroll up in our Discord chat and find it. So I have it right here for reference. And so the first thing is the Psycho Battle 7's Rush Duel. I don't have many thoughts on it, so that's why I'm just going to go first since I'm already talking. But I think it's cool. I understand it came out in Japan already, and this is basically just an announcement of it being officially translated and brought over to the North American slash, I guess, just English-speaking market, because I'm pretty sure, you know, they're going to get it in Europe as well. Basically translated to English. So that's fun. I think that's very cool. It might be teasing at Paper Rush Duel in the future. I know that a while ago, which is how spoilers usually come to fruition, is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Konami trademarked Rush Duel in like the United States, I think it was. I don't know where territories end and begin with trademarks, but at least the US. So it might have been just for this video game. Who knows? But I got those 7-Eleven promos, Rush Duel promos, so I'm all good. I'm going to grab them. But that's my piece. JC out. I will be right back though, but of course I can hear you guys as you speak. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's actually leaving. Okay. I thought that was the end of his piece.
Oh, I'm back. I grabbed them.
Okay.
I just
I thought he was going
they're right here. But yes,
yeah, those look.
I'm a big consumer. I love marketing and stuff, and it just blows my mind that in Japan, obviously Yu-Gi-Oh's bigger there. The fact that they, with 7-Eleven coupons on the back, it's not the back of the card; it's like a separate card.
Okay.
But it's just so cool to me that they did this. It just literally blows my mind. That and the I don't have them, but the Calbee chip promos with potato and chip and the few normal monster support. And then they had something with some female character from some like gotcha game or something like that also made an appearance. It's like a demon woman.
The mermaid kind of fish lady.
No. It was earlier than that. She has like purple accents. But Maybe's also cool. Later on I'll tweet it or something so the audience can know. But that's my everything about the Switch game is that I like the 7-Eleven promos. So okay, now I'm actually done.
All right. Nova, what are your thoughts on Saikyo?
It's really cool that we're finally getting it in like an official capacity now. And I think that of course, I'm not in boardrooms. I don't know anything about business. I'm not a business boy. But it does feel like if you wanted to avoid having to deal with like the logistics of having to print and ship cards in a pandemic, the next best thing would be to make a digital version of that game and then make it widely available via console gaming. So the fact that Rush Duels will finally be available in some capacity here is really cool. That also means that we might be getting, once in-person events happen, we might have those kind of side events. Where people can bring their Switches and they can play Rush Duels as like mini tournaments, and they have little like badges or like deck cases, and then you can finally get the Sevens merch out there in like you can only earn this in tournaments, but only for like the digital thing. So that would be cool to see. And then I'll be able to actually play Rush Duels on like a thing and know what the heck is going on. I'm gonna, whatever deck it is, I'm gonna be like, does it have a maximum summon? Nope. Here's the one with the giant, like, the construction, like, the constructor worms. I want that one. I want that big old... Yeah, the King Ghidorah maximum summon. I will take that. I will fight anyone who does not swear fealty to the power of King Ghidorah. The best kaiju.
Oh, man.
Jello, please tell us about your opinions on Seven's Saikyo Battle Duel Rush Royale.
I think it's really cool. Just kind of going off of what the two of you said, I do think though that Konami is using this as a measuring stick to see whether or not Rush Duels does stick in North America, because I do remember some people online being very critical of how the format worked and what the cards looked like. So maybe depending on the amount of sales that they get within a certain, like maybe the first quarter after release, they might bring it in, but if sales aren't great, then they won't. And I personally would be okay either way. The only thing that I am a little worried about would be if it were to come out how it would, right? Because right now, a lot of people who are into Yu-Gi-Oh aren't on the same level in terms of commitment when it comes to, like in comparison to us as content creators for the game, and we know about the secondary market. It goes back into like the super like barely have dipped their toes back into the game level of player. So like depending on how readily available it is to most places, to most people, I worry for how it'll survive. And a lot of card shops, at least in my area, are very not close-minded, but don't seem to take to new formats of things very swiftly. So, talking
They're
about
already
Vanguard,
entrenched, so like
yeah, like they have the big three. They got Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and Pokemon. So with newer games like Vanguard, for example, with the new format,
Flesh and Blood.
my shop personally wouldn't be stocking it at all if I wasn't asking them to. Same goes for Digimon and newer games like Flesh and Blood and things like that. So even though it is still technically Yu-Gi-Oh, it is another game in its entirety. It like
Mhm.
right. So
we know how speed duels went.
yeah.
Yeah, and that you could actually play in the normal one.
Mhm.
And I have a small tangent once about speed duels
Okay. Yeah.
after you.
Alrighty. But yeah, I'm excited. But I have I'm cautiously no, not cautiously. That's a weird way to put it. I delete that entire sentence and I say I'm excited for Saikyo to come out. But I have very little expectations for Konami doing anything more in terms of bringing out a paper version of the game in North America. And JC, your tangent on that?
Time me. Just kidding. Don't, because it'll be sad when you when you see how long. But
Okay.
I'll try to make it brief.
Okay.
Speed duels is just as Nova just like compared it to. Speed duels are a very very good measure. I think because your mind goes to, oh, it was under supported by Konami, but pricing wise, I think they were doing pretty good. I know MBT, especially near the end, was like you get so much stuff from just like going to this, or especially the remote speed duel events and stuff. But obviously the biggest issue was probably just people, as you mentioned, Jello, that are resistant to any kind of new format, as well as them not releasing product enough. Because obviously right now with Magic the Gathering, people are getting like fatigued because they're coming out with so much product so quickly. Yu-Gi-Oh is almost there. Hopefully they're gonna fix some stuff, because I know with that's a whole other conversation. We're a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast too, so we could really get into it, but we'll leave that alone. But I think Rush Duels would have to. They do have quite a backlog now of cards, so they'd actually be able to do pretty well with releasing stuff in a timely manner. But of course, that's all up in the air. I just would like to see the cards in English in paper, because the frames and art is just so cool to me, especially the retrains. I think that alone, obviously, not something unique, because obviously Pokemon uses this a lot, but I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh really uses it. But nostalgia for the original series, that's they could really tap into that with the Rush Duel cards, because there are so many like new arts of the classics. But yeah, so I'm excited for the Switch game. I'll probably buy it. I remember I bought the Link Evolution game and I like played it for like, I think it's like 2 hours on my Switch. It says like the time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that much. But maybe Rush Duel, because it is a unique format where I can't like play that anywhere else right now. The game might be able to have a lot more not contention, but I can't think of the word right now, but a lot more playedness for people. They'll get a lot more mileage out of it.
Some interaction nativity synergizing with our core values across Q2.
All right. So I think that's it for Saikyo, unless there was something else you wanted to add.
Oh no, I was I was literally gonna say the next topic I kind
Okay.
of have to not even talk about because I've never touched Duel Links.
Okay.
I hand it over to you guys.
All right. So before we get into the whole pendulums entering Duel Links, I'd like to address some of the chat that we have today. Let's see. Terrio Frost said he'd love to see more guests on the show. We'll get as many as we can. Yeah, we'll try to get as many as we
I'll
can.
wrangle him if I have to.
Yeah.
Tackle him. I'll get in here. My
Adam,
friend, get in here.
Adam Valero's here. Very, very consistent audience member. It's nice to see you again, Adam. Rush Duels is great, and I can't wait to play the Switch Rush Duel video game. I am too. I want to play it. It'll really come down to how expensive the game is. Because just like JC, I have this really bad problem where I love just buying games and then never touching them after. I have a sealed physical copy of Link's Awakening that I got in 2018, 2019 that I haven't even opened yet. So like I have a very large backlog of games. So it'll really come down to how much it costs. And Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh 77 says, what do you guys think of what do you guys think about Lolly Handtrap, if you know who he is? I do not know who Lolly Handtrap is.
I took up so much audio time earlier, so I'm going to try to make this brief. But
Okay.
before I met you guys, before I went on Yu-Gi-Oh Twitter, I was really big on Yu-Gi-Oh Instagram. Not big as in like I had a big following or anything, but that was like the Yu-Gi-Oh sphere when I wasn't on like watching YouTube videos. That's where I like was on, right? And that's someone on Instagram. I don't know them well enough. I don't follow them well enough. I know they are just it's basically Lolly Handtrap is a person, you know? So I don't really, this podcast isn't really drama related at all. I guess
try
if we
to
ever
stay
want
away
major
from it as much as
views,
possible.
we gotta attack someone. Yeah, we try to stay away from it, and but maybe one day we might duke it out amongst each other. Maybe we'll do some Yu-Gi-Oh boxing. But that's basically for you guys, just to let you know, it's just a person. So I don't think we really have an answer for that question. That was just an excuse for me to say that I was in the Badlands dark realm before I finally found the Twitter salvation. And but it's day and night. Nova doesn't have a Yu-Gi-Oh Instagram. You're not missing anything at all. It is so much more, like, so different. It's like literally night and day. It's so crazy. Of course, maybe if I found more niche people, I did meet some really good friends on there, but in general, very, very much more toxic, I guess, is to not beat around the bush compared to Twitter. But
Okay.
yeah. But that's enough about that. I think it's mainly because people sell on there a lot too, and you know when you get money involved, and it's just it's a whole ecosystem that's like separate from like Yu-Gi tubers also, because you know Yu-Gi tubers definitely are cooler on Twitter anyway, like the big ones, you know, as opposed to Instagram. It's literally like a picture promoting their next video, instead of funny memes and actually talking to people. But Duel Links.
Duel Links. This is going to be so weird. It'll be so weird that I don't know. Because I was talking to a friend of mine who plays a lot of Duel Links, and and he's been kind of hesitant to get back into the TCG because of like all the other stuff that's going on, right? So pendulums and links. And we were talking about it a while back, and I said they're probably not going to bring pendulums into Duel Links because that would kind of just change the entire dynamic of the format itself. Just because it's a three card field. I mean, you know, like it's a 3-card front row. Like that's actually insane. If you and a smaller deck size to go with it. So what do you call it? Combos become a little more contained, and you know, like without, I mean, there are hand traps, right? But like with the way that Duel Links plays, and considering how fast pendulums will, like how much faster pendulums will make it, I am very fearful for the future of the game for the people that still play it. I don't play it anymore because I do have a lot of gripes with the crafting system and how expensive the game gets. But yeah, I'll be watching from afar. But yeah, I guess if I were to choose an archetype to see, or an archetype that I think will be interesting to play, I'd love them to just throw in the Draco Slayers from the get-go.
Just one of the most powerful pendulum archetypes ever built. Just throw it in there at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh man. Well, what about you guys? What about you, Zane? What do you think?
I got one initial question for Konami on this one. Where those zones go? Where those zones go? Like, because that will highly impact what kind of decks pendulums can do. Like, early ones were predicated on the fact that you could also set 3 or 4 trap cards to insulate your pendulum setup, which you can no longer do now. It's even worse in Duel Links, because if you make the regular spell and trap zones pendulum zones, then good luck. You're just playing a monster match deck. Like, why would you play anything that you could draw multiples of and just brick you out of the game?
Yeah.
They're gonna have to add a whole separate step to playing the game now, because you have to pick which scale. I imagine they're gonna want you to pick which scale you put it in. You certainly have to. No, that would be the argument for them having their own pendulum zones instead of taking up the zones, because then you'd have to be all like, okay, now we have to introduce selecting columns your cards in.
Yeah.
But they might do that as like infrastructure building for Vrains. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Point is that once again, just like what happened in Paper Yu-Gi-Oh, pendulums are going to be introduced and Yu-Gi-Oh will die. Famously, Yu-Gi-Oh did not survive past Duelist Alliance format. So goodbye, Duel Links. It was nice knowing you. Also, Dynamists. Please, Dynamists, please.
Please. Let's see. Adam Valera.
Dynamists are so cool.
Yeah.
A perfect pendulum archetype. They're like right in the middle of this is the Performapal Jank, and this is Performapal Acrobat and the Wizard, and like all these things. It's that perfect medium. It's so good. Please do Dynamist, please.
Yeah,
I don't know if it would translate to Duel Links, but what deck can make Cyber Dragon Infinity and Totally Awesome with the help of Bahamut Shark in the same deck with all the same core monsters? Only Dynamist. Vote. Go back in time. Anyone listening with a time machine, go back in time, wipe Inzectors off that voting list. Dynamist should have won. I was rooting for them.
Oh man.
Everybody doesn't appreciate anyone.
Terrio Frost says Duel Links already has some DD archetype cards, so they could throw in some of the pendulum cards for that. That would be true, but I feel like that would like turbo the deck a little too fast. But I don't know. I don't play pendulums. I oonga boonga. I played a single game with pendulums, and that game took almost 2 hours. So I don't know.
I wonder who caused that. I don't know someone who would do that.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything for Duel Links, unless either of you want to toss in another coin in the hat.
Pendulums are going to be entirely dependent on whether or not they add extra zones for it and what actual archetypes they add in there to, like, pendulums, like, suck a lot if you don't have the exact right cards.
Yeah, I guess.
What, you have Draco Slayer, you have Clifforts, you have Endymion. Little Foes were more of like a fusion deck.
Yeah.
Had like an advantage thing. So like pendulums suck if you don't have the exact right cards. A bunch of those archetypes just don't function well. So
that's true. Well, people will find a way, because like there are certain decks that just work really well because the field is so small. So
That's fair.
I think I think in terms of adding zones, the best way to do it would probably be to make it, and this would make me play it a lot more, make it landscape oriented. I hate the portrait mode. It's so hard. It's just like
Use both thumbs when I play your game.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to play my DS. Come on. Can't do that because I'm on the phone, so make it as much like it as possible.
All right, so moving from Duel Links back to the TCG, we have the Master Duel, the Duel of Masters. We have Duel Masters.
Oh my god! The shield breaking returns.
But yeah, what are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts? Because I think I've already made myself my stance on it pretty clear. But what do you guys think?
I have a list of demands, Konami. I will require to be met before you can even release Master Duel. Number 1, Skarm as a dual pet. They're the most adorable of the Burning Abyss. They need to be available for me to purchase immediately. Number 2, I want card skins. I want Access Code Talker to have a little top hat. That's number 2. Number 3, I want to disable all voice communications with my opponent. If I hear a single utterance from a other duelist online, I will uninstall and go back to Edo Pro. Number 4, JC, I want to hear what your things are right now. Otherwise, I will not let Konami release Master Duel.
So I think Master Duel can go a lot of ways. I think it's ultimately up to the monetization model that they employ. Personally, for me, I would be okay with a subscription model, or of course free with just paying for cosmetic purposes. We saw that the sleeves were different, the pets, the rarities of the cards, which sadly may lead into the Duel Links kind of like pack purchasing, like you having to buy packs. The biggest brought up thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh has such a backlog, and since they're actually focusing on like modern Yu-Gi-Oh, it's what they either are going to have to make us open over 10,000 cards worth of a pool of packs, or just give it to us all up front. From what I understand from the trailer, they definitely were like, this is going to teach people Yu-Gi-Oh, kind of like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, and have people be able to play. Not teach new people, but like that next step, people who liked Duel Links who now don't because of pendulums, now have somewhere to naturally turn to.
Because they have pendulums here too.
Yeah.
But don't tell them that. Just focus on the stand and on the side. That's all you have to worry about. But I don't even think I finished my thought. But personally, I'd be okay with a subscription model. Of like maybe, I don't know, like, I don't really want to throw out a number because if Konami's listening, then that's what they'll make me pay. Only me. It'll be free to everyone else. But a small fee, like maybe like how like Xbox. I don't even know if it still has that. I haven't played Xbox in a while. But like Nintendo Switch, you have to pay for like the online services, something like that. I just ultimately hope that they don't make it you have to open packs, because that will instantly make me not want to purchase it. That's why I haven't gotten into Duel Links. I understand you can like technically play for free, all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I always hated in even the video games that were like not connected to the internet, the opening packs. Like the only reason I got through Yu-Gi-Oh 5D's Rise of Arcadia 2011 World Championship is because my friend had an action replay and I got 9 copies of every card, so it was very fun. It's just my biggest fear is that it's opening packs, whether it's pay or not, honestly, but especially if it's pay. But Nova.
No, that brings up an excellent point, actually. Isn't it incredibly messed up that opening packs, a huge function of a trading card game, is one of the most feared things you could do in a trading card game? Like, they made opening packs not fun.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I think personally it's because it's digital.
Yeah.
Like
too.
I have no problems opening up tons of packs in real life because it's an experience in itself. But when you're opening up packs in a virtual card game, not only do you lose it all completely if you forget your password and for some reason can't recover your account, if servers go down, then you don't own that card anymore. So
It's all gone.
yeah, that's one thing I don't like about Duel Links either. Just compounding on what JC said. I'm really worried about what the monetization model is going to be, because if it's anything like Duel Links, then there's no point into getting it, because there are unofficial sources that you can play the game on, and everything there is available to you. So it just wouldn't make sense. And if they wanted to call it, because they're going with, I believe they're branding it as a simulator, right?
I believe
just,
so, yeah.
Not just a game. So
Mhm.
it wouldn't make sense for them to make it gacha based and throwing in the pack opening mechanic of the game.
I have.
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I just have two things. Of course, they'll be long things, but someone on Twitter or something, it's just a thought online. It's not my own, but it made a lot of sense. Is that since it's releasing, I don't know if it's necessarily releasing on mobile, but whatever it's releasing on, since it's releasing on so many like systems, like computer and stuff, I think it is going to be on mobile also, because people were saying that you can't pay for it up front, so it's not going to be like a normal like the Rush Duel game, right? Like they're definitely gonna have to get their money from some kind of actual monetization model as opposed to just outright buying it. My other point was my genuinely biggest fear, which is funny because I forgot about it until just now. You mentioned something that sparked it in me. Once they actually have a competitor to EDO Pro, to YGO Pro, I think they're the same thing now, to Omega and stuff like that, that's when the copyright strikes get real. That's when the takedowns happen. When they actually have a competitor that is something, especially if they're making money from it, that's when their legal teams can start going after even Dueling Book and stuff. I don't know specifically. I'm pretty sure there are grounds. If anything else, they're using copyrighted artwork, but
Yeah.
so I don't know how deep it goes, but I know for a fact that that is a very real concern, because they even have gone like copyright stricken like people who made merchandise, right? Like that have like Yu-Gi-Oh figures on it, even if they've drawn it themselves. So yeah, we know firsthand from an artist amongst our ranks. So it's definitely, that's the scariest thing, is that ultimately whatever they decide to do with Master Duel is almost like what we have to deal with, kind of, like, because we already kind of have to go underground. To me, it's underground because I never use Discord other than for like the podcast, but how you have to like go through Discord and download like EDO Pro, and I don't even know how to get Omega, right? Like it's all the Yu-Gi-Oh back dealings already. So like imagine if things actually start getting copywritten and stuff. Like, are we gonna get like, how Rush Duel art is like more cartoony version of the more like serious like artwork on regular Yu-Gi-Oh cards? It's gonna just be like paint, poorly drawn Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That Twitter account, that's gonna be all the images online. But that's my thing. But Nova, I pass on to you.
Yeah, like if it was giving us all the cards all at once, they would be screaming that from the rooftops. I don't think that'd be a thing they would be keeping under wraps. It'd be a feature of the game. Play with 20 years worth of Yu-Gi-Oh's history all at once with Master Duel kind of thing, but no. And it goes back to a conversation we had a couple podcasts ago, where Paper Yu-Gi-Oh has to compete with Duel Links, their most profitable Yu-Gi-Oh product. Master Duels is not going to show up and play nice with anyone. There's going to be a monetization model, and it's probably going to be the one that we like the least, too.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, something that Jello brought up was that trying to dust and craft cards in Duel Links is a nightmare. You can't just go into a catalog and pick a card and use resources. It's like the card trader gives you a random assortment you can craft every 12 hours.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe Master Duel is more like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering Arena. But even those systems still really suck because they've got you by the ankles, shaking you down. Yeah. They're all like, oh, we gave you a wild card 3 weeks ago. Why don't you have your playset of access code talkers? Well, maybe if you drop $50 in here for some gems, kind of deal. So yeah, I'm super hyped for everything I saw in the trailer. Those dual pets are great. I want Pot of Greed to be my friend. The animations hit that sweet spot between... The reason I don't play Omegas is because I feel like they overdo a lot of their animations, even in things like the menus. But I feel like Master Duel hits that sweet spot of like these pendulum animations, like slamming the card down repeatedly. That looks really sweet. It's going to be a cool way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online in an official manner. We are going to be bullied so hard every time we log in, and it's going to suck. It's going to ruin the experience of opening packs. Like you said. All of it goes away. None of it belongs to us, like Jello said. Sink money into it. We don't have a fun opening experience, and if servers are gone or they shut down the service, then we are high and dry.
Yeah, they make their money regardless. So, they can care they couldn't care less about what happens to us after. I'm
consciously pessimistic about Master Duels.
Yeah, I want to. What do you call it? I want to believe that Konami won't screw us over too hard, but with Duel Links being such a good measuring stick for this, I just don't. I want to be proven wrong. I want to be wrong, right? I will be happy to see that I'm wrong and the game is completely free. Maybe there's like an ad or two in the menus that we have to like watch or whatever, or like just have in the background, and that's how they make their money. Because Konami's gonna make tons of money, just off of the amount of downloads that they'll get. So I don't see them. I don't see them, I don't see the need to, unless they are greedy, and sadly, I mean, I think they are, but yeah, if they are going to have a crafting system, then I want it to be like Shadowverse or like Nova mentioned, Hearthstone, because those are like some of the better crafting systems. But for honest to God, please don't make us pay $50 for this game and then make us pay to open packs, because that'll be ridiculous.
I will go full James Stephanie Sterling the second that happens. I will pivot over to complaining about AAA studios. You will hear fee to pay every other second. I'll be so pissed.
Yeah, even
making fun. No, it's just all true.
Even what do you call it? Like even Legends of Runeterra, the online card game for League of Legends is really good, because for like the first week, they would give you materials for everything that you wanted to build, and like, okay, yeah, that's great. So hopefully it plays out like that. Hopefully I'm wrong about Master Duels, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be the one who says, I told everybody, I told you so, when everyone's running around like in the apocalyptic fire that is Master Duels, and Dueling Book and everything else that we've been using up until now is gone because of copyright.
That'll be.
Which I didn't even think
that will be the worst.
JC said it. Yeah. But anyway, yep. Go ahead.
well, because like it's not the main part of what I do, but every Friday stream is me showing off what I talk about. And if I don't have access to those cards immediately, then my stream, I got to figure out something different to do with my streams, and that is me not showing off the latest and greatest that Konami R&D has decided to show us. And that's gonna suck.
Give Nova the master account that allows him to get all the cards to be free advertisement to Konami. That's all we ask.
One thing that would be nice is having what do you call it, a trade function. It is a damn trading card game. Why can I not trade the stuff that I don't need for stuff that I do need? You know?
The Pokemon GTS. Yeah. I have this Blue Eyes for an access code talker. Yeah. Nostalgia fans. This Blue Eyes. Come on, guys.
You know, that's when Konami gives Nova the master account and just has unlimited copies of everything. We just trade.
Yeah. Konami, if you email me for like a Master Duel account, I will attack you. I'm not selling out to your bourgeoisie functions, all right? I work with the common duelist.
And what better way than to work from the inside?
Forward me that email.
I'm gonna shoot it out of a cannon to JC's address. Just dub over JC's address right here.
Oh man. But anyway, is there anything else that you guys would like to add to Master Duels before we move into the last topic that we have for tonight? Because we are, as in 1 year of in the Yu-Gi-Oh fashion, overtime.
Overtime, baby.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. You are now in the overtime.
I feel like whenever you say in the overtime, we should have one of those like graphics packages from like a late night news show.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome. My name is GoldenNova, and you're listening to the overtime.
Yeah.
Joel McHale was on record earlier tonight saying that War Rocks are not good. It's a shame to no one. God, I really got to figure out how to do improv better. Anyway, what's our next topic?
Well,
cool.
on the topic of being one of those late night shows, we need one of those bands in the back that just play like this really nice lick of jazz.
Yes.
And
it's like Shape Snatch in the background going.
All right, so last but not least, we have Cross Duels. The beta registration has begun. I had no idea that you could sign up for it, so take us away.
It's like someone's not in the Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, that's why I'm here. Did you guys know this is my way of getting the Yu-Gi-Oh news without having to search for it? I got you guys.
Oh, there still is no information available. The beta sign-up did not have anything like participate in special duels against 3 other players, use cards in XYZ manners. Like, nope, no info. You just sign up for the beta. We'll figure it out once we get it.
Okay.
If we get it.
Yeah, hopefully, at least we have decent odds. We have 2 times the odds of a normal human because there's 2 people here that applied. So I'm sure there'll be some kind of NDA in terms of streaming, of course, and stuff like that.
Sure.
But
one of us was going through the thing they make you sign for it with like a
I did not
comb.
And
I got a screenshot. That's my favorite thing.
We now own your soul. Is that one of the clauses there?
Konami has from a previous agreement.
Like you
buying my first pack.
Okay. Want to preface this by saying that I understand why this rule is here, because to stop any predatory action, it's a kids game. Bad stuff happens there. It's here to help protect kids on that one. Mm-hmm. That's why it's here. However, it's funnier to ignore that and lean on the stereotype of Yu-Gi-Oh players. Quote, "You may not use this to seek a relationship with another person or engage in acts that Konami determines is made for the main purpose of causing a relationship, including relationships, acts, and socializing limitations to within the application." So,
you mean
sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh players,
you
can't go on to Cross Duels.
I can't marry my GF on my main account while having another Smurf account with somebody else.
those stories of EverQuest and World of Warcraft couples, we don't want it. We want it to be lonely people here. Because it doesn't even specify like romantic relationships. It just says relationship. You want to be a friend with someone? Oh, I'm sorry, that's a violation. Friends list? Excuse you, that's toss. Obviously, that's not what's gonna be. That's not what they mean. But it's funny that way.
Definitely.
Oh man. What about you?
So all we know, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, what about you, JC?
Oh, so all we know is that it's multiplayer. I have, and this is very, very biased because I've been so heavily into Magic the Gathering Commander format, but I have a suspicion since Magic the Gathering's most played, most looked at, most viewed format, especially in quarantine, is the casual Commander format, right? It gets people together, has that social aspect, it has that kind of craziness level because it is multiple people playing. So I'm thinking they might be leaning towards that, of course, with the Yu-Gi-Oh spin. I know other people have said it's like that four-way duel between, was it in Battle City? No, not Battle City, but it was Battle City. Okay.
It was right after the Noah arc, like the next episode, so people get that confused. But no, that is canon Battle City stuff.
So my biggest thing is because tag duels exist, right? Like, despite what Konami doesn't tell you, tag duels exist.
Yeah.
And the rules with card effects and stuff like that, as far as I'm aware, like they don't have to change anything, right? Like it's pretty straightforward. It's 2v2 for the most part, right? I can't think of anything off the top of my head that like screams like this doesn't make sense because it's still one entity versus another, right? Or
I hate to admit it, but I did have to scrap a video like a year ago complaining that there was no rules for tag dueling, but no, they actually have it pretty codified about how like effects like that work in a 2-on-2 format. So that exists. I don't know how that functions if it is a one person versus one person versus one person versus one person situation. So that could be, unless they just like staple all of the when talking about all of your opponents it does this, but when talking about one of your two opponents pick this kind of deal. But at least those rules would have to be codified in a place that a lot of people are going to see it instead of an article from before pendulums were printed.
Since it is an online, I don't know if it's an app, I believe.
Yeah.
So the rules
iOS
can be like
Android.
hard coded, So hopefully it'll be very straightforward. But my biggest thing, which I haven't really thought about it too much to have like a direct like opinion or really to mash it out much, but exactly what Nova just said about effects, like a lot of it's like your opponent as opposed to like target opponent. I know in Magic they kind of fix this a lot where it's like all players, all opponents, target opponents, stuff like that, to kind of parse between an effect targeting one person or just blanket affecting everyone. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see how they do that. It could be a Duel Links situation / I guess Speed Duel, but Duel Links makes enough sense where they hand select cards that are going to be in that format. But I feel like that's a lot of work for they already have that kind of existing in Duel Links where they have their own microcosm of a format as well as them releasing Master Duel. So it's going to be interesting what they really do with this in terms of the card pool. If they're gonna, what I don't want ever is them to make like unique cards for the format, because I feel like that would definitely like branch me out too much and make me pay too much money for like a separate deck and everything. This is of course if it comes into real life, because again it is just an app for now. Monetization model aside as well, since I don't even want to get into that because we talked about it so much with Master Duel. But,
Oh boy.
But I'm looking forward to it though. But I don't know. We have to get more information ultimately, which I think is a very common thing, is since we have so little about it. But what are your thoughts, Jello?
So, I feel like it'll be... Because looking at the logo, I don't want to take too much from it just because, it is just a logo. And I actually have two things that I want to say about this. The first one is, while you guys were talking about it, I was trying to sign up for the beta. And turns out the only places that are allowed to are Japan and the United States. So, thanks, Konami!
That's weird.
You heard it. You heard it here,
Again.
folks. Canada doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
And Europe.
Or Europe.
Literally, like,
Shonen
Katsum
Jump
does not
promos
exist.
regard.
They're a sock puppet.
yeah, like, choose your country and region. Okay, United States or Japan. Like, all right, thanks.
Oh, just lie.
but-
Just lie.
Huh?
Pick U.S. Do it. Just pick U.S.
Okay.
Lie
Who
about
state?
it.
Who state?
What are they gonna
do?
do? Okay, so we've already got 2 states.
All right.
Do we want to double up on either of ours, or do we want to pick like a?
Pick something
Ohio.
random.
In New York.
New
Oh,
York.
I was gonna say I don't know if they're gonna pick by state if it's that deep or not, but maybe pick Ohio because
Ohio?
something more north. But
Okay.
We're hacking into the system, guys.
Let's go.
Joe's getting in there.
Let's go.
oh no, Konami's watching. We forgot.
It's live.
No, it's okay. They won't know. ZC. Let's go.
Oh yes, you've been selected as participant number 4,999. Unfortunately, we've determined that you are not based in New York. Why would you lie about that to us, the corporation? Why would you do that?
You must.
We have
read
your
through the
trust?
privacy policy. Okay, fine. There we go. It won't let me.
None of us can duel on there though. Remember that. That will be. We will have a friendship. We have a friendship relationship if we duel on there.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything's
we'll
broken
be,
up.
Only
yeah.
strangers.
Only
So if I
strangers.
see you, I don't know you. Okay.
All right, I am signed in. My name is
Oh, there we go. That's right.
I am from Ohio, born and raised. Awesome.
We've hacked your system, Konami.
We did it.
Found a loophole in your system. Lying.
But a little, just a little thing, just a little speculation based from the logo. I do feel like it will be a three card field again, because behind the Yu-Gi-Oh and Cross Duel there are 4 what seems to be fields, and each one is 3 front row, 3 back row, and I'm guessing what would be
Command zone.
Yeah, command zone.
Yeah, Command Zone. What's up? I wouldn't be where it would go. It feels like what else would that be? Your deck?
Maybe, yeah.
My deck
Everything
my deck
must
is in
be
the center.
Right in the center. Well, it is a game. It is online, so they can put that thing anywhere. But
Oh, okay, all right, fine.
it does feel like one of those. I don't know if either of you have ever played the old Fire Emblem Game Boy games, but there was an online mode where you could play up to 4 people, and what you would do is you would set up a roster. So I guess in this case it would be your deck, and then like there would be a round. So everyone would put in one card that they wanted to fight with the rest, and that would just be how it goes. So it might be something like that, or maybe like each round you would have like an opponent that you would face off with, and then the next round would be another person. So I don't know.
Intriguing.
I don't know, or it could just be four-way duel links, which I would
be the why not just add it to Duel Links?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's got to be something that would warrant making a whole new app.
Yeah. If they were going to do something like this, I would have preferred, like maybe a Duelist of the Rose remake, or a Dungeon Dice Monsters game. But I don't own the company. But I don't know. Maybe if it is in any way like monetized to the point where I have to open up 180 packs to get one specific ultra rare, then I will revoke my beta test application.
Oh yeah, if we get into the beta and they're all like, "Welcome to the beta. Thank you for testing. Would you like to pre-purchase this beta special?"
Yeah. Like, we will give you the best card in the game, Dark Magician.
Wouldn't even be the first time someone tried to pull that, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't even be surprised. I'd just be disappointed.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. This would give us something to do, like the 3 of us something to do together in one game, instead of like 2 of us playing one and then playing a game and then the other just off to the side waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's my take on Cross Duel. I'm cautiously excited just because it would I feel like it is going to be just like in general like a new game. So that'll be fun to see. But judging from the logo, I do think it's going to be a 3-card field.
That makes sense. They've even got like the little like swirl on the back to show those are like a card.
Not really. They're like like shining diamonds, but.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
And then
right.
the middle card of each field is like converging into the center. So like it's like a twinkle, and then each one is like.
Right. Well, in conclusion, we now have definitive proof that Cross Duels is the new Commander format, and I am playing Earth Wind Yosenju's. It's a very interesting duel deck. The Earth is only like 10% of the deck, but you got to run Despots in Yosenju's. It's the spice.
All right, JC, is there anything you want to say?
No, I think I said enough about Cross Duels for the fact that all we know is it's a multiplayer app that it involves Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. But good deduction with the logo. I didn't notice that until just now. So now I am in the Yu-Gi-Know about about Cross Duels.
I contributed. I did it.
God, yes, God.
All right. So I guess that's it for our 1-year anniversary video. We'll be a little more prepared for when we do Nova's anniversary on the podcast, because we'll be a little more aware that an entire year has passed since we started. But just a few things before we go through the rest of the chat. Carol Bossman says, back from the shower. So do you think we could ever get boss duels in America and other countries other than just Japan? I also thoughts on Numeral Hunter and Xyz Avenger.
Well, I think they had boss duels at like a couple of YCSs, but they've never like broadly released it, and I think it'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Jason?
I think, from what I understand, the last boss duel was, I don't want to say 5Ds, but I think that's the most recent era of Yu-Gi-Oh! I can think of like a boss duel card, because it was like the 0-1, like all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that'd be cool if they brought it back, but they should bring back a lot of things, especially once things get back into in-person events. Mm-hmm. Boss duel would be interesting almost if it was played like as like people, as opposed to just like in tournaments and stuff, but then that gets all into like who's going to be the boss, I guess, and stuff like that. But Numeral Hunter and Xyz Avenger, specific, I think if you're playing casually against people, I think those are good, because from off the top of my head, I think they both specifically deal with Xyz, right? Like facing off against Xyz, or Avenger is to help yourself Xyz. I don't know, but I think they're a little too niche for widespread play. But if you know your opponent well enough, like if you play casually with the same people all the time, or like at your locals or something, they could be worth a try. And the art, from what I remember, is pretty cool. So that's all about that.
What about you, Nova?
I just double checked Xyz Avenger. I thought that was like one of the newer cards, but like it has effects based on if it was destroyed by an Xyz monster, and then what rank of Xyz destroyed it. It was definitely during that time where like Xyz was the big thing, so they were just trying to make like specific counter cards for it. Mm-hmm. And then what's the other one? Number Hunter. That's just like Kite.
Yeah.
So they just made a bunch of like effects like I'm Kite. Hi. It is all very like, because like if we were playing in an Xyz format, yeah, those have some applications, but unfortunately we play in a much more diverse format now.
Mm-hmm. PK Fire. But anyway. We have Team Sakuraso just dropping by to say hi. What's up? What's up, man? It's been a bit since the last show. It's good to see you on again, and to smash that like button. Oh yeah, we got 1 like. Awesome. And Tario Frost.
Sweet.
Yosenju Tri Brigade new best deck via Nova.
Oh, Beast Warriors! I don't know what to tell you.
And of course we have Artist with a Fro. Same as Sakurazo. Hey,
Hey.
it's good to see you all. Ah, man, it's good to see you too. Well, to see from you. And we were going over some of our favorite moments from the podcast since it is our 1 year anniversary for the show, and I think it was a general consensus that our favorite episode was the drinking eggnog because we couldn't tell whose cards were whose, but that was really fun. Let's see. Carolyn says, yes, we play in the Mystic Mine and Red Eyes a Dark Dragoon format. Yeah, sadly. But some tournament
Dragon Link.
some tournament showings somewhere showed that heroes are actually like with heroes, and then like Destiny heroes with Orchest are making a surgeon like a surging somewhere, so that's pretty cool. But yeah.
All darks. Where's the restriction?
Yeah.
Where's the restriction? They're all darks.
Yeah. But let's see. Artist with the Fro says, still waiting for the day Gemini's become a scary mechanic.
We got
They're gonna do it.
Huh?
They're gonna do it, and it's gonna be Gemini Elf. Like that's what they're gonna bring back to make it work. Like with Thunder Dragons, a Gemini Elf archetype that is just Drytron for Geminis. It's gonna be the ridiculous thing ever.
Oh my goodness.
Dawn of Majesty gave us one more Chemicritter card. I did not read it, but I know it has them in the artwork. So let's go one step closer every day. You just gotta stay strong.
Yeah. And I guess next episode we'll be going over thoughts on Dawn of Majesty and Burst of Destiny. I have been in hibernation. I thought that I'd be in hibernation until the Megatons came out, but because of some certain Destiny hero cards that came out in Burst of Destiny, I am so excited for that set, and I think that's when I'll be able to pick up a Zero to Hero again. So that'll be fun to do.
Yes.
Let's see. Last one here. Carolyn says, hot take. So far, Ice Berries is my favorite archetype and is a guilty pleasure for me. It's not the best archetype, however. I like Ice Barriers for the lore, and some of the artwork looks really nice too. We don't always have to play an archetype because they're good. We just like the artwork. Look at me for the 3 arcs of out of the box. Even though it is canceled now, I followed my heart, chose my waifu decks, and at least won 2 games. So just go for whatever tickles your fancy, and that's always you'll always win anyway. And Bode, Red Dragon Archfiend Starlight, maybe. It does seem to line up with all of the 5D's dragons that they're pumping out as Starlights with these recent sets. So yeah. Do you think we'll get a retrain of Ancient Fairy Dragon in the future? Maybe, and hopefully won't get banned this time around. Or maybe they'll just print a banned card. Why not, right? Oh man. But anyway, last words before we leave for the new year of In the Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll probably do some asset revamping for next time. But any closing thoughts on In the Yu-Gi-Oh's first year of existence?
I would like to reiterate what I said at the beginning. I know it was technically about out of the box, but it is very nice to have friends that I can talk Yu-Gi-Oh stuff with every couple weeks. Because yeah, otherwise it's just me like on a grind doing something, and sometimes it's not super fun. So I've got Jello and JC here to brighten up everything. In the world of Yu-Gi-Oh, it makes it really fun. I don't have my glass anymore, so I can't toast. So I'll just pretend that I've got like a toaster here.
A toaster. Some bread comes out of it.
This is this keeps in the darkest of times when I don't really think I like Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the shining light that reminds me that I didn't waste my mind space on useless information for no reason. Future next year goals, expect more games, more guests, and more in the Yu-Gi-Know. That's all I gotta say. Assets, Jello, he mentioned that. I would never say, Jello, make new assets, but since he mentioned it, expect new assets as well. Expect a whole 30-minute each episode lore dedication by Nova as we
Story time.
drink water and just enjoy and listen to him speak about stuff. And expect just better, cooler things because we're only going up from here. Hopefully, anyway, like tomorrow I might be like, guys, I don't know about Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. I was accepted to the cross-dual beta, and I no longer can talk about Yu-Gi-Oh in public. That's part of the NDA, so sorry, guys. But
Those Digimon full arts are getting me acting unwise.
Those Vanguard SPs are, oh my goodness. But
what that trigger doodoo? What's that trigger doodoo?
all right, and it is it is plug time, boys. It is plug time. We'll start with JC because we know that he's busy cooking something up for his channel.
Cooking, it's a slow simmer. I worked. It hasn't been too steady, but what's today? Sunday, Friday or Thursday. I wrote some more on a script, so that's a start. I just hate editing. Jello, you both know, obviously. Nova, I don't know how you do it with the consistently put out videos that require pure editing, right? Because it's actual image, you know what I mean? It's images and stuff like that. But yeah, editing's not in it for me, so I really have to pick and choose when I decide to drink 10 Red Bulls and just let my eyes roll in the back of my head and my arms grow into the computer, and then somehow within a few hours it's done. So we'll see. But things are cooking. The whole point is, even though it's been a while, I am still doing something, you know what I mean, in the background and all that stuff. Plus I have this, I know it doesn't count because it's not being uploaded to my channel, but at the end of the day, I'm still creating content in some form or another. So this counts. I know it's a crutch a little bit for me, but I'll take it. I'm still making bi-weekly-ish. Not recently, of course, but we'll get back on a schedule. Life just be happening. But
yeah.
Whose plugs up next?
Zane's plugs, of course.
Okay.
I don't have anything super cool right now. 10K is on the horizon, but everyone knows Utopia Explained is going to happen soon, so that's a known quantity. The only other big thing that I've got is yeah, we got to do the Onomon episode 2 because you can't just talk about Utopia. You got to talk about all the things that lead up to Utopia. It's going to be a nice content farm for a bit. But I have the lines in, so it's not I wonder if they'll get back to me. I do know that this coming Friday, I'm doing Penguins Explained.
Oh, boy.
And I was able to put on the Jello mask to speak with someone. It's not a lot, but there's going to be a little cameo from Sir Eminon, so that's going to be funny.
Yay.
That's the biggest thing that I've got going right now.
All right. And for me, sadly, nothing Yu-Gi-Oh related. But I am on a new upload schedule for Vanguard Overdress. It'll be something akin to Nova's upload schedule, actually. So every Wednesday I'll be putting up a deck profile, and then that Wednesday I'll be live streaming playing that deck against people who want to kick my butt on stream. So yeah, that's it. But I am in the works for a new project for Yu-Gi-Oh. It might not be uploaded, but in its entirety, but I will be doing some sort of content with it. It is called the Summoning Project, and I have had this in the back for a really long time. I've talked to both Nova and JC about this project for a while, and it'll be fun to finally get going. But yeah, that is it for us tonight and for the first year of In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Here's to another 365 days of being in the Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, darn it! I still a whole year. Darn it. Okay, do the whole year over again.
We have to restart. All right. Last thing before we go. 2 seconds. 2 second answers. Favorite pendulum archetype. Go.
3, 2, 1. Dino Mist. Yeah.
Dino Mist.
JC. Too soon.
Dino Mist.
You know, I have to go with my girls, the Soulful Chords. And what about you? What about you, Nova? Favorite pendulum archetype?
Despots, baby.
Despots. Got to get those despots in. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who stayed with us, not only for tonight, but for the last 365 days of In